us a home. How about that? How about just giving people that need a home inside? Then we'd be inside. You just want to just throw us to the rats. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to crowd anyone. I don't want to use anyone. I just want to be in a place to live. You never know why a person is homeless. I was homeless, rendered homeless, for sure, because my house was caught on fire.
Fuck us up with the real police, man. That's bullshit. That's fucking wild. That's fucking crazy.
Have a good day, Mr. Knuckles.
Ha!
No, they gonna go somewhere. I ain't going nowhere now. Since I got joy and treat me on shelter.
But they're going to arrest people all over the
No, I don't care what they doing. I don't care what they doing. Did he want bad, y'all? Did he want bad, y'all? It say we got choice. What the pillars say? What the pillars say? Community in breach. Yeah, we standing up for something. So what the paper say? What the paper say? So since the shelter not gonna take our property, in handcuffs for Martin Luther King, Thomas Jr. Then she pointed at the cop. So why you walk past them two people, the motherfucker come with that dummy ass bitch and say something to me? Yeah, bitch. No, they gonna go somewhere. I ain't going nowhere now. Since I got joy and treat me on shelter.
This is crazy.
We're moving the encampments away. There are many places that they can go, and we're going to help them as much as you can help.
President Trump says federal officials will be removing homeless encampments across Washington, D.C. as part of his effort to, quote, clean up the nation's capital and make it great again. In the past, the president said his administration would give people places to stay far from Washington, D.C. And yesterday, the White House press secretary said unsheltered people could also be jailed.
Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services, and if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time.
He had talked in one of his social media posts about moving them very far outside of the city. Is that off?
No, it's not off. We're exploring how we could do that.
The Trump administration is working to get rid of encampments, and advocates for the homeless are worried about people being treated inhumanely. as it's not clear how this strategy by the Trump administration will in any way help those who are homeless in the district. There were more than 5,600 homeless people in D.C. in 2024, but the majority of those people already stay in emergency shelters. Still, on any given night in Washington, D.C., there are around 800 unsheltered people on the streets. The D.C. Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services told NBC News they could increase the city's shelter space as needed. But it's still unclear what would happen if the treatment, shelters, and even jails that the White House is mentioning are at capacity.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Brother Kasha, I'm back with another lesson. Lord will, this video is edifying. All right, before we begin, I'd like to first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, shalom, and shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, and today's lesson will be titled, "The Poor Have No Place in His NWO." All right, and as you can see, today's lesson is inspired by a few clips played at the beginning of the video, and it's really, centered around the poor or the homeless. All right, in Washington right now, and how they're being forced to move. All right, get up and leave their stuff behind. All right, they're being basically being tortured. All right, they're being arrested. All right, they're given I guess a deadline to move, to put their stuff in a storage and come back and get it. But we know that's not possible, man. Here in Babylon the Great. All right, the laws, all right, the unrighteous decrees have been set up to keep, all right, the poor oppressed. And who are the poor? All right, who are the poor of not even just Washington, but this world? All right, it's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, you Israelites, right, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel, right? You have no place to go, all right? We have no home here in Babylon the Great, in America. All right, you have no land here, no resources here, all right? So we're all poor, all right? But this is just getting right to the nitty gritty of it. The actual poor and homeless people of Washington, right? Those sleeping in the streets, all right? Those going to sleep hungry, waking up hungry, those having to steal for food, all right? Matter of fact, I want to grab this real quick just because it came to my mind. Give me neither poverty, right? I have to paraphrase it. This is Proverbs 30:8, and it reads, "Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Food convenient, so like you feed me with food convenient for me. Lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain." All right, so we have to be thankful, all right, and content for the things we do have, all right, in our current situation, all right, because there are many of our people that's without, all right, and we know the Lord will give us our daily bread, all right. And I'm pretty sure there are brothers and sisters that are less fortunate, all right, that are watching these videos, that have repented, that have came back to the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, all right, and that's just a trying of your faith, all right. Look at Job, for example, all right. Job went from having everything to a little bit of nothing to gaining even more, all right. So if we just trust and hold on, all right, trust the process, we'll gain everything back times infinity. All right, we will have more than enough in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Again, let's get this Proverbs 30. And 8. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. All right, give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. And that's the thing about being in this world. You know, the devil has fed us with vanity and lies, with the hopes of the American dream. All right, with college, being famous. All right, depending on the government for help. All right, food stamps, WIC, child support, all these government and state benefits. Right, these things are vain. These things, many of these things were lies. You had to sell out to get these things, or you had to do certain things in order to obtain these benefits. All right, 9 says, at least I be full and deny thee. All right, meaning, you don't. Esau will he'll get you fat. This devil will get you fat with lies and hopes. All right, and he'll get you fat, thinking you have enough. All right, thinking you don't need the Most High, thinking you don't need to repent, you don't need to call on the true names. All right, he give you these a place to stay, a job, a little money in your pocket. He give you the weekend to yourself. And Jake take these things and he denies the Lord. All right, he says, at least I be full and deny thee. All right, you deny the Lord how? By your works. All right, not by not being faithful. All right, by not trusting in the Lord, by not being patient. All right, not understanding to suffer. All right, because we are still in captivity, man. All right, and being in captivity, it puts you in a poor state. All right, puts you in a lower state. All right, slaves are not rich. Slaves are not wealthy. All right, slaves are slaves for a reason. All right, they work for the bare minimum. All right. 9 again says, least I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or at least I be poor and steal. All right, so we have to pray just for enough, and be grateful and thankful just for enough, and be content. All right, because once you start wanting more and you be covetous, all right, puts you in the spirit, all right, to do anything to get to that next level. All right, you may steal, you may kill, or you may lie. All right, you may take the Lord's name in vain. You may deny the Lord. It says, and or at least I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. That's right. So, we have to, be grateful, all right, for our current situation, for us, and whether we're in a poor class, middle class, high class, whatever it may be, man. All right. Every brother and sister has his own lot, his own, measure. All right. Just a couple precepts. Nothing too crazy, man. Once again, Lord will, this video is edifying. All right. We'll start off in the book of Isaiah 10:1, and it reads, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, to take away the right from the poor of my people, that the widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And this is exactly what you see, man. This is current prophecy. All right. And you see, all right, even though we never really had rights here, but he tricked you into thinking you did have some kind of rights or liberation as a so-called black man, Latino man, Native American man, and a woman, right? But it says, turn aside the needy from judgment and take away the right from the poor of my people, that that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fathers. So he's just putting you in a position to even need him more. All right, to work even harder for pennies. all right, to be subject to eventually taking that RFID, all right, because, you know, this is just, you know, the next step to putting, you know, because right now we're watching other homeless people, all right, but, you know, one day we could be these homeless people, all right, because many of these people are living what? They're living off the grid, living in tents on the side of the road, all right, and, you know, eventually if we don't, for those who don't take the RFID, Lord willing, we part of that number, part of that election, that we don't take this mark, then we'll have to live like the poor and homeless of this world, all right, of this this country, America, man, Babylon the Great. Right, it says, that's pretty much it on that. I can get let's get Proverbs 22:16. It reads, it said, he that oppresseth the poor, right, to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. And that's what you see, man. Donald Trump, your president, he has an agenda. You know, he's doing the will of the elites, all right, while oppressing the poor. All right, he's getting them richer, and they're getting him richer, right? So let's pick back up. Proverbs 22:16. He that oppresseth the poor, right? Real quick. It says, he that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches. So, you know, the reason, you know, it's not because he want to clean up, you know, just to clean up the city or clean up Washington D.C. or whatever it may be. There's always some money behind it. All right, there's always an agenda, because understand, Trump, he gets a paycheck, right? He works, all right, for the elite. So it's always a bigger picture. It says, he that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. All right, so again, going back to the title at hand, the poor, all right, the poor people, all right, beginning with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, have no place in his new world order, man. All right, the new world order is not set up for Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans to be on top. All right, to have a place in society where people need you. All right, where people depend on you. All right, these good jobs, these these high-paying salary jobs or whatever it may be. This is, you know, this place you're gonna be a slave. All right, you're gonna do what they tell you to do, and for the bare minimum. I think Klaus Schwab had said it. You will own nothing and be happy. All right, so this begins with the poor people. All right, the actual homeless people, but like I was saying, it's gonna eventually translate to the rest of the people. All right. What else? Okay. Let's get this in Isaiah 31. It's also good. Isaiah 31:1, and it reads, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. All right. And that's what happened. Many of these homeless people, they moved to Washington, all right, thinking that, you know, they will have some kind of rights. All right. They moved or you know, they once trusted in Trump. They may have voted for Trump. All right. They trusted in the right wing, the left wing. All right. They trusted into society. All right. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. All right, and that's why people failed at. They didn't seek the Lord. All right, that's where they continuously fail at. All right. How do you think Job got out of his situation? All right, he didn't get out of his situation by going to the bank. All right, asking for a loan, trying to get a job, going to the state for benefits. All right, no, man, he trusted in the Lord. He called on the name. He didn't deny the Lord. All right, it says yet. All right. He also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashmi shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall fail together. All right, meaning only the elect are gonna be the last ones standing, man. The elect are gonna be the last ones standing. All right, whether poor, rich, whatever, you know, the elect are gonna be the last ones standing. All right, those who trust in the Lord, man. Let's see what else. James 2:5. All right. It says, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and the heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him?" All right. So the Lord ultimately is only dealing with the poor. All right. Meaning those are the ones who are going to be kept. All right. We don't need Esau's beast system. We don't need this. We don't need this government. All right. We have the Lord. I'll grab something real quick. Because we are the kings. We are the princes of power. Right. Grab this real quick. This is the book Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. And it reads, "I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth." So that's what you see, man. It says, "I have seen servants upon horses." All right, meaning you have these you have Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right, these are servants. All right, you have them in these high government official seats, presidents, governors. All right, the elites. All right, and they sit down on righteous decrees. They vote on unrighteous decrees to keep the poor oppressed. All right, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. So I have seen servants upon horses. They are the servants, man. They are our servants in the kingdom to come. All right. It says, "in princes." Who are the princes? It says, Yasharala, man, the prince of power, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right. It says, "in princes," all right, walking as servants upon the earth. So right now we're the servants. All right. Right now. Right. And it's evident. All right. Who, they say, first fired, last hired. Right. That's us, man. And it's been set up that way. All right. By design. Psalms 34:6, and it reads, "This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles." All right. So right now we are in a state where we have to cry this thing out, man. All right. We have to cry this thing out, and Lord will, our prayers are heard. Proverbs 21:13. And we'll close out. It says, "Whoso stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard." All right. So we know the Most High, he's going to hear the cry of the poor of his people, man. All right. And that's ultimately, going to our salvation. All right. So, hey, man, Lord will, this video was edifying. Until next time, I'll let it close out by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to those who elect.